What is up, everyone? I'm still trying to keep my spirits up, even though I do have this state of dread. But on the good foot, I did get more hours at my job, so I'm probably might be having a little bit more money coming in. I just hope that it's enough to be able to survive off of. So there's that. Holiday season and Black Friday happened, and oh boy, my leg just fell asleep. I'm just sitting like this for a while. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like putting my legs in the scene, but there it was, so whatever. In any case, though, so like I said, I'm going through the motions. I get, it was Black Friday, and then there was a thing, like there was Thanksgiving, and then it was Black Friday, and then I want to say the day after Black Friday or whatever. So Thanksgiving, I got a chance to hang out with some family. Well, I hung out with my cousin, but because our family is in Louisiana, it was her husband's family that came over, and it was really nice to kind of interact with her husband's family, and they were like really nice people, and the food was amazing. Like the food was great. It was just like it's like it was very different to hear family members talk to each other in like such a way that like that's very welcoming and very homely. You would have kids asking, "Hey, can I go to your house?" And sometimes and the aunties and them would be like, "Yeah, sure, you gotta ask your mama though," stuff like that. It was just like the no, it was because like when I was growing up in my family, especially on my mom's side, it was just screaming all the time because it was just like everybody was it would sound like if you didn't know what was going on, it sounded like arguing. But if you actually was part of the family and you paid attention to what they were saying, it's communication. They just scream at each other. It's like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right there. And it's like it's very animated. It's very loud. So that's like and then it was like there's like 12 of there's 12 people. So it's just all that hollering. It's like, oh my god, dude. But so it's just really different to kind of go from that to this much more peaceful kind of homely feel. It's really nice. Another thing too is that like I said, the food was amazing. And I know, and the sheer irony of this is that like I went through this Thanksgiving without having a political conversation with anyone. And normally I usually have political conversations with my cousin's husband because I mean it's just it's not like, and it's not like a back and forth pitter patter. You suck, you suck, you guys. No, it was actually because he doesn't. I guess because he doesn't normally hang out with people who he could talk to with that sort of stuff. So, and he doesn't mind talking with me about it. So we can actually like kind of. It's not even debates. It's just conversation. It's like I'm not trying to change his mind about anything. He's not trying to change my mind about anything. We actually, but it was weird because on Thanksgiving we had no conversations like that. We had no political type conversations. But I did have one with a old classmate of mine. And the thing is that like in this, when you're from my neck of the woods, there's this whole perspective that comes with how you approach a problem, how you approach like situations. One of the things is that like obviously, as you paid attention to by now, if you watch my older videos, you know that I'm very, very passionate about politics. I don't even want to say passionate as much as I want to say disappointed enough to talk about. But I've been talking about politics a whole lot, and there was like, man, all you do is talk about politics now. Like, all you do is get angry about politics. Like, why, And the thing is that like because politics is so complicated and so complex, is it's kind of like in this, and I call it catchphrase logic because basically what people try to do to solve a complicated problem is use a catchphrase and just go on about their life. Like catchphrase is like it is what it is, right? Or that's life, or something along those lines. It's basically like they don't. There's no way to solve. It's basically kind of like if there's no way to solve the problem, they'll just use a catchphrase and just go on with the rest of their life, right? And with me, I can't just do that. I can't just. It is what it is. I have to like the problem has to be solved, and until the problem is solved, I'm going to at least say something about it. And with this person is like you gotta, it's like you can't be getting mad about stuff that you can't control, because if you can't control it, all you're gonna do is just lose your mind. And I'm like going, well, I'm willing to lose my mind being angry about something I can't control rather than just ignoring it, because I made up this new word is ignormalize, where you ignore something enough to a point where you just say, "Oh, that's normal now." So it's like my whole thing is like like a lot of stuff that's happening in this country right now is because we don't pay attention to politics and we don't pay attention to what these people are doing and they're like, well, that's life, and I'm like going, that's life for some people. It's not life for everybody though. There's rich people who will never go through this stuff. The stuff that we go through on a regular basis, there's people who will never go through that. So it's not life. It's life for us, and that's not okay. It can't be life just for us, but not life for everyone. And but obviously there was like I do not like putting my leg out, but my leg is falling asleep. So, but yeah, that was kind of the issue. That was kind of the conversation. It was just like there was a basic like I said, the catchphrase was deal with is either solve the problem or shut up. And it's like you can't just solve the problem. It's not as easy as just solve the problem. It's a complicated issue. It's like, for example, with catchphrase thinking, like mental health problems was like never really a thing growing up for my generation growing up. So they would just say, quit whining, right? Catchphrase. Rather than actually try to focus on ways to solve the issue, they would just say a catchphrase and just hope that that makes everything better. And when it didn't, it would be like, well, I did everything I could do. I don't know what's wrong with them. It's like lost cause. Catchphrase, lost cause. That's the spectrum of like help when it comes to a problem in my community growing up. You either the catchphrase either made everything better, or if it didn't, you were a lost cause. It's just very frustrating. With that being said, though, it's like because I'm so frustrated with the idea that bad things only happen to like people in my community, but doesn't really happen to people in other communities. It is a little satisfying to know that like bad things are like the internet is starting to show us is actually how incompetent people who are at these high standards of life are, right? For example, Donald Trump is currently in court right now for lying about his personal income so he can get like better deals when it comes to certain things. Sam Bankman-Fried is got in trouble for money laundering. The guy from Binance also got in trouble for money laundering. Elon Musk ruined X. We're starting to see like I said, I don't know how long ago it was, but I remember a while back we were kind of told to sort of like look at rich people in this light of how awesome they are. Like they're great people and they do awesome things and they worked hard to get to where they are. And it's like you're starting to, and it's like there was a sort of veil of there was kind of like this veil of perfection that they had. It was like these people are actually like perfect people and we should all sort of strive to try to be like them. And then the internet became a much bigger important tool than it is, and now you're starting to see every terrible, stupid, incomprehensibly dumb thing that these people have done. I made a TikTok about how are billionaires incompetent? You know what I mean? And it's like they kind of are, especially when it comes to billionaires who are billionaires for no reason. Like I can tell you, like The Rock being a billionaire or a millionaire makes sense. He's a performer. You've seen him perform. If you actually if you take away his money, he's still going to be a guy who performed. You know what I mean? In the case of like Bill Gates, he's a programmer. I assume he's a programmer. You know what I'm saying? You take away his money, he's still a guy who programs. Meanwhile, you take money away from Elon Musk, what is he going to do? Warren Buffett, what is he going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole thing is that like you take away the billions, their business, like from businessmen and CEOs and stuff like that. You kind of gotta wonder what are they gonna do? Like what I'm saying? They're gonna just like people say, oh no, they're just really good at doing business. If you sort of get rid of money, so business means that they're good with money, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you get rid of money, what are they good with? What skill do they have? but on the real though, it's just kind of like my whole thing about them is that like I don't respect that echelon of people, and I don't like the idea that these people are like seen as the standard of what a peak human being should be, as far as because like these people are just lazy, dumb, and out of shape, and and stuff like that. It's just wild to me, man. It's just I don't respect them. I'm not gonna tell anybody else not to respect them. I just don't. And I love the fact that cryptocurrency is crumbling right now because we're starting to see a lot of crime go into cryptocurrency. And it's like, who uses it? You know what I'm saying? Outside of like, predators and racists and people who hang out way too much in the dark web trying to buy stuff that they shouldn't be bought in the first place. These are the people who is using Bitcoin right now. So like, and now it's starting to become like, now with the two biggest, most successful people getting in trouble for money laundering using cryptocurrency. Now you kind of gotta wonder like, like now cryptocurrency is kind of going in, is kind of like, sort of getting correlated with money laundering. You know what I mean? I remember somebody was making a joke about how, if you need your money washed, check it out over here. It's like, hold on, what? It's just wild, dude. But like the sad part is that like, it could have been a great idea because, it could have helped out people who it could have helped out people, have an alternative form of money because right now money is really hard to get. You know what I mean? Like money is like, you could work hard at any job and not be able to survive. So cryptocurrency could have been the thing that could like help serve as a alternative form of money. And it just didn't because people who are terrible got a hold of it and was like, let's ruin it. And I feel like that's ultimately kind of like the metaphor for a lot of things and a lot of things that are like I said, just like what I said earlier in my last video. Dan Turpin took a cigarette and was like, we took something as useful as fire and used it to kill ourselves before he smokes the cigarette. Yes, I'm still coughing. But yeah, it's just like people really do take good ideas and just ruin it for the sake of benefiting themselves. And if you really think about it, if you really like go back into how things go, some of the greatest things in history helped out everybody as a group. And some of the worst people in history only did stuff to benefit themselves, if not harmed others. So it's like maybe helping people is the best thing to do, and maybe harming people isn't. I don't know. Humanity is weird. But that's neither here nor there. Once again, I'm trying my best to kind of make myself feel better. Um, I'm probably gonna go back to doing the signs of the day and the foreign words of the day and stuff like that down the line. But for right now, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things, guys. Love, peace, happiness, and safety, and just remember, be good to each other. Seriously, like we're going. I don't know how much, like we could be a year away from becoming N-word Germany. You know what I mean? It's sad. N-word could literally translate to anything now. But yeah, we, just be good to each other, y'all.